they always sound so many trumpets? I'm not Jehovah. Why can't a prince come home without a fuss?
Presumably because he is a prince.
Other people can sneak in the back way unannounced, which is how it should be. What are you smiling at?
Oh, was I smiling, sir? Just sudden warmth cracking my face.
A prince's lot is nothing more than a bore. Your face cracks rather easily, doesn't it? Now, you mark my words. Before you can count to 10, through that door with the odious punctuality of our neighbor's much vaunted, recently invented, hideously irritating cuckoo clock, will come our dear and loyal subject, the ever-unctuous Lord High Chamberlain.
5, 6, 7.
He's improving. One of these days, he's going to achieve the elusive 10-minute mile.
Your Royal Highness. Welcome home. Welcome home, Your Royal Highness.
My Lord High Chamberlain, what an unexpected pleasure.
I am commanded by His Majesty the King, your father, and Her Majesty the Queen,
Yes,
your
yes,
mother.
now don't tire yourself. I am acquainted with them. How are my doting parents?
Their Majesties are naturally most anxious to hear such glad tidings I feel sure you bear concerning your recent absence from the court, namely the matter of your acceptance of and betrothal to the Princess Selina of Carolsfeld. Indeed, in anticipation of such wonderful news, His Majesty the King has decided to make you a Knight Grand Cross of the most illustrious order of St. David the Martyr.
Which is usually awarded posthumously. A suitable honor, as it happens, for the matter of my betrothal is very status quo. I did not find the lady of your choice to be my choice.
Oh, but sir-
We are returned, as we departed. The king, I'm sure, and indeed my dear mamma, will share your noticeable grief.
Indeed, sir, the whole court will be grieved.
Well, so be it. Any simple peasant is afforded the ability in love to win or lose, while I of the nobility am robbed of the facility to choose. Any serf or servant can by natural selection elect himself a mate if she's amenable. But due to my high breeding, I'm continually acceding to demands I find increasingly untenable. All I ask, and it's a simple enough request, well, follow me, by all means, follow me. I wish to know, I demand to know, why can't I be two people? Why can't I live two roles? Why can't one of me perform all the cloying amenities while the other me, twin brother me, be a free and happy soul? Why can't I be two people? Split myself right in half. Then I could satisfy and mollify and pacify and qualify, while the other me would have a hell of a healthy laugh. Ha! The custom of royalty in referring to oneself is to naturally employ the royal we. We are very happy. We are very sad. We are bored and suffer from ennui. For a royal prince, there's no such word as me. It's always we. So rightfully, I should be two or three. Don't you agree?
It's not for me to say, Your Royal Highness.
Perhaps not. So I ask myself, why can't I be two people? Why can't I play two parts? Why can't one of me endure the appalling formalities while the other me, twin brother me, have a free and happy heart? If I could be two people, life would not pass me by. I'd have a chance to pick and choose. I'd have a chance to win or lose. And maybe one of us would have a chance to live before we die.
Die? Who's died?
Ah, at last, our dear son. We what?
Delighted?
Yes, delighted to see you returned. Oh. Yes, I have something for you.
Father, Your Majesty.
Kneel, sir.
Father, I do not wish. It would be most inappropriate.
Your Majesty, His Royal Highness has returned.
Of course he's returned. You get more senile every day.
I have returned, Father.
Now you're catching it.
Empty-handed.
Kneel, sir.
Father, this is most embarrassing.
I command you to kneel, sir.
I don't deserve it. I haven't earned it.
Nobody earns this. It's given because I'm the king and I like it. Where's my sword? Oh, that's far too heavy. You know, I was born with the curse of the weak wrists.
Oh, I do so love a ceremony.
Ah, yes. That's better. I dub the... Now, wait a minute. Shouldn't there be something before that?
Yes, indeed, sir. I have it here.
Your Majesty, Father, must I...
Yes, of course you must. Yeah. Let it be known to all here present that by our command, His Royal Highness the Prince Edward Charles Albert George James Richard Augustus Philip has received our gracious favor. Who wrote this?
You did, sir.
Ah, yes. Well, it's magnificent stuff. Well worth paying attention to. From this day henceforth shall be entitled to be known as a Knight Grand Cross of the most illustrious order of St. David the Blessed Martyr.
There's somebody in the room.
Very fine. Now I kiss you on both cheeks.
That's the part I like best. I sometimes give medals to a whole regiment.
Good. Very touching ceremony.
Most touching, sir.
Sycophant. Don't always have to agree, you know.
Congratulations, dear cousin.
Oh, Lord. Who let him in?
Congratulations. I heard all the trumpets.
Now, don't you start.
Oh, a little premature, am I? I say, have I dropped the tiniest of social briquettes? I mean, I was being quite sincere. Well, you know, as sincere as I ever am. Oh, no.
Who is it? Has there been an uprising?
No, Your Majesty. It's just the Duke of Montague.
Is he still alive? I thought we'd buried him.
Father, ever since I entered this room, I've been trying to tell you that what you expected of me did not take place.
My throw, I think.
No, it's not. You're cheating again.
Kings never cheat. They adapt to circumstances. But they never cheat.
If I may, sir, by your leave, this thing is choking me.
You see how I'm placed? Accused in front of the court by my own wife.
Father, this is serious.
Of course it's serious. I shall probably concede the game. It's a royal prerogative to be unsporting.
Never concede.
I throw. Black 5.
The match, Father, was of your making, not of mine. Even so, as a dutiful son, I journeyed far beyond our borders to pay my respects to the lady and see for myself.
And she was fair, was she not?
Indeed, sir. Perhaps pale rather than fair. A sickly lady, sir, given to much swooning and vapors.
All ladies swoon. They know it's expected of them.
Some swoon more than others, sir, and swooning to excess is not a quality I greatly admire.
She refused you? Is that what you're saying?
No, Father. She could not refuse me because I did not offer. You perhaps place too much trust in the portrait painters of Carolsfeld. The likeness was no likeness. Indeed, since you forced me to the discourtesy, the lady was bald, sir. Her golden tresses false. Her mouth crabbed with age, sir, and devoid of teeth. In short, sir, she left much to be desired.
Extraordinary.
Father, it's a small thing and doubtless very irritating to you. But when I marry, as needs I must one day, it will be for the convenience of love rather than the convenience of convenience.
Love?
Did he say love? How absurd.
What has love got to do with getting married? Why should love enter into it at all?
Love can make you quite emotionally harried when you're married.
It's pedantic and romantic folderol. Find a mate, dear boy, find a mate. Princess Susan,
Princess Karen,
Princess Kate. Find a mate, dear boy, find a mate. Love will have to wait.
I disagree.
You disagree?
How can you disagree, dear? Look at me. Look at us.
Yes, look at us. What has love got to do with being married? Being married is a problem all its own. Love is highly overrated and makes marriage complicated when the bed is elevated to the throne.
Find a mate, dear boy, find a mate. Pick the proper princess, climb to propagate. Find a mate, dear boy, find a mate. Love will have to wait. There is many an eligible maiden of good family with title of her own,
Who would come to us bountifully beladen with an army that could fortify our throne.
Uncle! I couldn't have said that better myself. Well, I could, and in fact, I think I will. What has marriage got to do with being happy? Being married can't compare with being royal. Being royal, you engender every luxury and splendor, while a marriage can get overripe and spoil. Find a mate, dear cousin, set the date. Why procrastinate and stay the hand of fate? Find a mate, dear cousin, set the date. Happiness can always wait.
Get him out of here. Get him out.
Oh, have I made a little faux pas? I was enjoying myself.
There, you see, that's the price that we shall have to pay unless you name the day. Listen, lend an ear. I say again, what has love got to do with getting married?
What has bread got to do with wedding cake?
We are bold with your defiance of connubial alliance, for our line of royal giants is at stake.
Find a mate, dear boy, find a mate. We are growing old and time is growing late. Find a mate, dear boy, find a mate.
It's your duty to the state not to stay a celibate.
Find a mate.
Find a mate. Find a mate.
Find a mate.
What has love got to do with getting married?
We are not prepared to say.
What a relief. That is over and done with. Help me, my darlings. My fingers are positively numb.
Come on, Paladin, come on. Oh, you can do Mama, didn't you think the finger was...
Girls, girls, girls. Can you never do anything without squabbling? Black was never my color.
So unbecoming, especially when one's so young and pretty.
And where do you think you are going, child?
To my room, stepmother.
Your room? All the rooms in this house are mine now. Your father, my late husband, sadly missed by us all, is dead, child. Dead and buried beneath the snow in the same grave as your dear mother. That is a double misfortune for you. And now you must start a new life. Your father, as a token of his great love for me, saw fit to make a will placing you in my care and protection.
My father never loved you. You tricked him.
How dare you, madam?
You tricked him.
Well, if I did. He did not live to rue the day, did he? And now you can curb your tongue, cultivate humility, know your present place.
I hate you. I hate you all.
Now listen, girl, and hear me well. Blood is thicker than a widow's tears, and God knows I have shed enough of those. I have 2 daughters of my own to support, which situation has forced me to make certain economies in the household. Is that not so, girl?
Yes, Mama. Certain drastic economies, Mama.
Exactly. But being a woman of principle, I shall honor your father's last wishes and continue to provide a roof over your head. Below stairs. And do not think you will find sympathy with the staff. The staff have been dismissed. You are now the star.
To take orders instead of giving them, mostly from us.
Never. Oh, yes. You will cook and you will carry. You will fetch and you will mend. Your father's will allows and the law upholds. So take your pick. Either accept your lot or go to the orphanage.
They tell me, Cinderella, one can be awfully happy there. And very warm. They sleep 6 to a bed, not counting the rats.
Do not tease, my darlings. It spoils your looks. Now, your first task will be to make us some soup. Burying a husband is a cold business. And sadly for me, I have now buried 2.
Poor Mamma.
Give me your cloak, girl. You will not be needing it down there. Hurry, girl, hurry. And do not keep us waiting for the soup. Come along, my doves. We must rearrange the room.
Oh, Mamma, may I have Cinderella's room? No, Mamma, you promised me first pick. She always
My darlings, everything will be fairly divided.
I'm the eldest, and I shall
Come along.
first choice. She may be the
Have it,
eldest.
dear.
Mamma,
Have it.
favourite, aren't I, Mamma? No, you're not.
Come, my
Oh,
darlings.
Mamma, she's so beastly.
Little steps,
She's
girl,
so
little
beastly,
steps.
Mamma.
It's no good being you.
Oh, Mamma, if she's going to have Cinderella.
Once I was loved, I knew I was loved. I flew through my days in fanciful ways, secure and sure there'd always be endless love for me. Gone is that love, my fanciful dove has tears in her eyes. She no longer flies, and yet my heart will not despair, for it's there, just a memory away. Once I was loved, so always come what may, love's happy memory ever will be
place fascinates me, always has, ever since I was a child. It isn't just thoughts of destiny or morbid curiosity. Look here. When they first brought me here, it was part of my royal education, you see. I was only knee-high to a tombstone. They stood me in front of this and they said, "That's yours. That's waiting for you."
Very cheerful.
Humor was never the family's strong point. I wasn't frightened. I was intrigued.
I see they've even put your name on in advance.
It's a sobering thought, isn't it? No matter what I do or don't do, no matter how I do it or don't do it, my last appointment is here.
Good kings, bad kings, sane kings or mad kings, benevolent or nefarious, here is where they bury us. Oh, ho, ho, what a comforting thing to know. There's a prearranged spot in the family plot where my royal bones will go. Yes, I'll be slipped into the beautiful family crypt. Oh, ho, ho, what a comforting thing to know. That drunkard young King Ferdinand, he reigned for half an hour.
Oh, yes?
He got so soused when they crowned him, he fell from the castle towers. And here lies old King Frederick, he stole for 40 years. The day he died, the people cried.
They cried?
They cried 3 cheers. Ho, ho, he, what a comforting thing to see. The traditional stone that is all my own, where my dying date will be.
In peace you'll rest beneath the beautiful family crest.
Ho, ho, he, what a comforting thing to see.
And here lies brave King Hrothgar.
Oh, the battles that he won.
He lies in state, serene and great.
Still getting nothing done.
What about King Lloyd?
King Lloyd, King Lloyd. King Lloyd was lewd and lecherous, evil, cruel and treacherous.
King Roy
was mad and dreaded, till the day he was beheaded. Oh, ho, ho, what a comforting thing to know. Ho, 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 what a comforting thing to know. But remember good King Phineas, saintly, kind, and wise.
Oh.
He did nothing ignominious, yet beside these noble brutes and knaves and drunks and skunks he lies. Ho, 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 what a comforting thing to know. There's a prearranged spot in the family plot where your royal bones will go. Yes, I'll be slipped into the beautiful family crypt. Ho, ho, he, what a comforting thing for you to see. Ho, 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 what a comforting thing to.
Ho, 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 what a comforting thing to.
Ho, 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 what a comforting thing to know.
Who was that?
Sir?
The girl, there. She was hiding there.
I saw him there once, sir.
I could have sworn. A servant girl.
So, madam, you are returned at last. You wicked girl, how dare you disobey me? Where have you been?
I only went
Yes?
to my parents' grave, stepmother, to put some flowers there.
How touching. With flowers from my garden, stolen flowers.
Oh.
I say yes. I say you stole them. You are not only a liar, but a thief. And thieves, we know, must be punished. Come. This is your place, and there is your task. We are expecting guests for dinner tonight. Important guests. And for repaying my kindness with cunning and deceit, henceforth you will not dare to venture from this room without my say. Is that understood?
Yes, stepmother.
Then make a start. And make amends.
John, tell me something. Have you ever wished you were in love?
Oh, yes.
Often? I mean, as often as I wish it.
Well, I am in love.
You are? How amazing. Who is she?
The Lady Caroline's here, since you ask.
What? The lady in waiting to my grandmother, that Lady Caroline?
Yes.
How amazing. Well, it's extraordinary. Not extraordinarily extraordinary, of course, but I never guessed. I mean, well, I'm delighted you have my blessing. I must congratulate her.
No, please, sir, don't do that. It's kind of you, but it wouldn't be seemly.
How so?
Alas, my cause is a lost one.
Well, the lady does not return your affections?
Oh, indeed, but the fact remains I am what I am. A servant. A position, sir. Position.
John, I am twice amazed. I must be very dense, am I?
Of course not. You have your problems, I have mine.
Where are we? That's us? You sure this map's been drawn to scale?
I believe so, Your Majesty.
Then what have I been looking at all these years? I thought that was us.
I always go by the brown parts for the land and the blue parts for the sea.
Who's that?
First Lord of the Navy, sir.
We got a navy?
The Royal Barge on the lake.
Oh, yes. Well, remind me not to travel in it again. So, even allowing for errors in the cartographer's art, we are small in comparison with our neighbors. Though great in, what's the word?
Tradition?
Tradition, yes. Great in tradition and spirit. In fact, we are small.
Yeah.
So we have to have a plan. Now, you're all aware of the problems of my son's reluctance to have a perfectly good wife chosen for him. This generation has no respect at all. I mean, I was married off before I was 14. Carolsfeld. Where's that? Ah, you see, size of it. See the size of it. Perfect. Now, what's the solution?
With respect, Your Majesty, I have prepared a small paper. What I am seeking is a proper balance, weighing what we lack against what we have to offer.
Oh, for goodness sake, stop talking in those boring diplomatic riddles. Speak the King's Euphranean, man.
Forgive me, Your Majesty. I had in mind a celebration.
What are you going to celebrate?
A marriage, sire.
Getting married again? Finally got rid of her, eh?
Well, not my marriage, sire. His Royal Highness, the Prince Edward's.
Well, we'd all like to celebrate that. That's what we're talking about. Sometimes I think I'm surrounded by a lot of idiots. Here we are, hedged in by hostile forces, and all you can think of is something that's been thought of.
Sire, this time I have a new idea. An idea that the Prince himself will not be able to resist.
Well, make sure that she's got teeth. He's got an obsession about them having teeth.
I thought a ball. A ball? A ball. A great ball. The greatest ball that has ever been known, sire. And to it we will invite every eligible princess in Europe, and even beyond, Your Majesty.
What do you think of that idea?
I remember my first ball.
Yes, well, we don't want to go into the realms of fantasy. What else?
I have prepared a list, Your Majesty. And I thought we could make such preparations as would dazzle our enemies and divide them. For protocol would not allow them to make war while they are guests in our midst. And I remain convinced that the Prince, your son, will do his duty. Indeed, face to face, in the presence of the entire court, he could hardly fail to do anything else.
The occasion, the music, the candlelight, the swirling dresses, the perfume, the very atmosphere of love.
Put him on the retirement list. I shall make a royal decision. Taking this idea and improving on it, we must plan every detail. Noblesse oblige.
Quite so, Your Majesty.
You understand that? I'm talking about diplomacy. Protocol.
Yes, we must be protocoligorically correct. Good form must never suffer from neglect. The rules and regulations we respect must be treated circumspect, else the kingdom will be wrecked. We've a system to protect, checked and double-checked and protocoligorically correct.
Sire, please, sire, when its army is battered and broken, and back to its borders it crawls, to what clings a tottering kingdom, if not to its protocols?
And when the treasure is tapped of its treasures, are the tapestries stripped from the walls? No, the court carries on with its pleasures, inquisitions and banquets and balls.
But they must be protocoligorically correct. Good form must never suffer from neglect. The rules and regulations we respect must be treated circumspect, else the kingdom will be wrecked. We've a system to protect, checked and double-checked and protocol-allegorically correct.
Oh, well done, sir. Precedent. We need a book that'll give us chapter and verse. In the library? It'll be in the library.
I believe we are already within the library, Your Majesty.
Well, of course, of course. I knew that. What volume do you suggest?
There is only one, Your Majesty, the Bible.
Bible? Well, let's keep religion out of it.
No, sire, I should say in this case, the Bible is forms and addresses for royal occasions by de Lyon.
Ah.
Now then, let me see, sire. Abdications, dismissal of ministers, garden parties, investitures, judicial beheadings.
Skip all that.
Your Majesty, questions of precedent pertaining to the seating of crowned heads in difficult situations.
We should rehearse it. You can be the Princess Esmeralda.
Ever willing to serve, Your Majesty.
And you, the Duchess of Rambouillet. And you, the daughter of the Emperor of Bratislava. And, well, the rest of them sorted out amongst yourselves.
What an inspired idea, Your Majesty.
If the daughter of the Duchess of Snarden were to be seated by the Countess of Sneed,
For this breach of decorum to Snarden, the invasion of Sneed will proceed and seat the heiress to the barony of Newburgh by the side of her hated cousin Gwen.
oh, how quickly the armies of Newburgh would deploy to destroy us again. So we must be protocol-allegorically correct. Good form must never suffer from neglect. The rules and regulations we respect must be treated circumspect, else the kingdom will be wrecked. We've a system to protect, checked and double-checked and protocol-allegorically correct. So we must be protocol-allegorically correct. Good form must never suffer from neglect. The rules and regulations we respect must be treated circumspect, else the kingdom will be wrecked. We've a system to protect, checked and double-checked and protocol-allegorically correct. Protocol. Above all. Makes a kingdom rise or fall. So we must be protocol-allegorically correct. Form must never suffer from neglect. Rules and regulations we respect must be treated circumspect, else the kingdom will be wrecked. We've a system to protect, check and double-check and protocol-allegorically correct. Protocol-allegorically correct.
Well, now, were you expecting me?
No, I wasn't expecting anybody.
Funny. You should have felt something. Losing my touch. Could I come in and rest by your fire, please? I've been traveling a long way.
Well, I'm not supposed to talk to anybody or see anybody, but... Yes, of course. You're welcome to share my fire. Well, such as it is, but I'd be obliged if you didn't stay too long. Please excuse me if I carry on working, but I have to finish these and I'm very slow.
Yes. Well, there are more ways than one of peeling potatoes.
Fire seems to have cheered up. I could warm you a little broth if you like.
No, thank you. But thank you for the thought. Live down here on your own, do you?
I do now.
Yes. Things have changed. But that doesn't mean to say they won't change again. I get around quite a bit, you know.
It must be nice to travel.
Yes and no. I sometimes wish I could settle in one place, but there's never enough time. I'd like somewhere cozy, with a dog to keep me company. I expect your dog is a great comfort to you.
My dog? I haven't got a dog.
Isn't he yours?
Where did he come from?
He came in when I came in.
Oh, what am I going to do with him?
Oh, why don't you keep him? He'll take care of himself. He's no hand at that. Seems to like you.
Oh, I love him. I'm just so afraid of what my stepmother will say.
Cinderella?
Oh, there she is. And I haven't finished. I've got to hide you.
Well, I'll be off. I've seen all I want to see. You just take care of him.
Cinderella! I'll hide you under here. Promise not to make a sound.
Have you been struck dumb, girl? Answer me when I call. You know I hate having to raise my voice. Now, I hope you have been hard at work. I see. I see. I shall have to give you more to do next time.
What do you make of all that?
I will not have my authority flouted in this fashion. It has always been the custom for the heir to the throne to take a wife in good time. And you show a strange reluctance to comply with tradition.
Father, I emphatically disagree. And I totally refuse to take part in such an embarrassing charade.
But I've decreed it.
Then you must undecree it.
Impossible. You told me.
Dearest boy.
Oh, Mother, it's no use trying to get round me that way. The very idea of giving a ball and inviting a selection of titled wallflowers to vie for my hand is utterly repulsive, degrading to all concerned.
In my day, I never had the choice. Not that I would have chosen any differently, of course.
You take a decision without consulting me?
Well, I am your father, and I am the king.
It's like some sordid beauty contest with me as the grand prize.
Since you won't go to Mecca, then Mecca must come to you.
You have to get married someday, dear.
But not in this way.
Well, it seems perfectly reasonable to me. We've invited every eligible princess in the almanac, and it's a question of duty.
Father, I have never questioned that it is my bounden duty to take a wife and ensure the royal succession. But that does not mean I have to be party to and judge a cattle show. Who ever heard of such a thing?
Cattle show?
A bride-finding ball. A bride-finding ball where every maiden's bound to laugh at me, the royal fatted calf. A bride-finding ball, a bride-finding ball. Though I'm the one who does the choosing, I'm the one who does the losing. It's nauseating, nauseating. Can't you just imagine it? Hope springs in all, short, fat, or tall, as they primp and preen and pray that this will be their lucky day. There is no affair of which I'm aware more galling to bear than a bride-finding ball.
I've just heard the news.
Oh, who let him in?
Is it true, dear uncle? The tattle is that you're going to invite a whole nursery of nubile delicacies to a ball.
Some other time, nephew. We're busy now.
Oh, but you can't keep me in suspense. You just can't, Uncle. I mean, I realize that I won't have first pick, but that doesn't matter to me because I'm not proud. I'm just desperate.
We are all desperate.
So it's true, then? Oh, how exciting. Now, I must decide what to wear. High heels, I think, to give me added stature. The moment you've made your choice, I shall unleash myself.
I've already made my choice, cousin. As far as I'm concerned, you can have your pick of the lot.
Oh, but you can't do that. You can't be such a spoilsport. I'm me.
A bride-finding ball, a bride-finding ball, where luscious lovelies from each land will vie to win the royal hand.
land. A bride-finding ball, a bride-finding ball, with frills on dresses, party dresses, every maiden effervesces, giving her best, giving her all, dancing, glancing, laughing, teasing, whirling, swirling, touching, squeezing. There's no affair to ever compare, or thrill or enthrall like a bride-finding ball.
Your Majesty.
Well, what is it?
I bring grave tidings. Carolsfeld has mobilized. There is talk of war.
War.
As Your Majesty's senior Minister of State, it is my solemn duty to advise you that the situation is critical. The news that His Royal Highness saw fit to decline the hand of the Princess Selina in marriage was ill received.
True. Edward, my son, I beseech you, not as a father, but as your monarch, reconsider before it's too late. Put aside your personal feelings. The whole country looks to you to form an alliance through the marriage bed. Do as I did when I took your mother. I closed my eyes and thought of Euphranea.
How many does that make? Well, Your Majesty, of the couriers who returned, 6 have reported acceptances. In addition, there were 5 refusals, one of them couched in the most obscene terms. 2 of those invited were dead, and the remaining 3 could not be traced.
That makes 6 out of 16. Well, I think that's a fair average, don't you?
Yes, indeed, sir. Perhaps not quite the breadth of choice we at first envisaged.
Well, invite all the local nobility as well. We don't want the place half empty. We can always raise the taxes to pay for it. In fact, I'll invent a new tax, a tax on snobbery. They'll all pay that.
Brilliant, Your Majesty, brilliant.
Don't overdo it, don't overdo it. You'll be paying it too.
Girls! Girls! Isabella Palatine!
Yes, Mamma?
Come quickly!
What is it, Mamma?
Wonderful news! We have received a royal invitation to a ball in honor of His Royal Highness the Prince.
Oh, Mamma, let me see.
No, careful, careful. You might tear it. And I want to have it framed.
Oh, I think it's so exciting. I shall have the very perfect... How shall I have my hair? What shall I wear?
There is work to be done. We have not a moment to lose. What can we wear?
But I have to have something new. Yes, I mean, none of my things are possible.
Let us go and see. Oh, can you never do a job properly, girl? Look at all that dirty water. You had better do the whole staircase again. Come, girls.
Mamma, I think Palatine should wear a brown dress. You spiteful creature. You should wear green to match your complexion. Oh, Mamma!
The prestige, Your Royal Highness, the prestige. It will put Euphranea on the map. A pin there, idiot. Not there, there. Excuse me, Your Royal Highness.
Fine. Enough's enough. I'm delighted. You've done very well. Now leave us, please. Oh, John. What have I let myself in for?
A little more pomp and circumstance. And who knows, perhaps there'll be one to whom you can give your heart.
Will you dance with your Lady Caroline?
Alas, not done, sir.
Yes, how stupid of me. I was forgetting.
Not in 20 years. And you're sold out. My choicest bouquets.
Sold out? What do you mean, you ridiculous man? How can you be sold out when we have not purchased anything?
The ball, gracious lady. I'd scarcely opened my doors this morning when they descended.
Who descended?
Everybody, my lady. They came like the heron to the pool, taking everything I had.
Never heard of such a thing. You, my good man, should learn to distinguish between riffraff and people of consequence like us.
What shall we do?
Coachman, drive us home. Girls, do stop pulling those dreadful faces. I'm in a bad enough mood as it is. Idiot!
Oh, Mama, she's so beastly to me.
Cinderella! Cinderella! Where is that wretched girl? Why do you not come when I call you? Come over here. I have a job for you to do. Take these, unpick them, and make 3 splendid new dresses out of them.
Oh, Mama, you're so clever.
Make sure they fit to perfection. Now start immediately. There's not a moment to lose.
Be sure your hands are clean before you start sewing. And we're to look as pretty as possible. Well, as pretty as we are.
We must all be utterly splendid. So run along, child. Start at once. Yes. Utterly splendid.
But already his heart was... Oh, Henrietta, do stop grumbling. His heart was burning with love, as if it had been laid on red hot coals. You like that? So do I. Sit down, dear. Don't do that. At this point, Scheherazade saw the approach of morning and fell silent. As well she might. Now look what you've done. Set your friends off. I suppose you want feeding. No rest. No peace. Well, see if you like this. You'll fall. Hansel? Gretel? Is that the wrong way round? Who's that? Oh, it's you, is it? Oh, don't wipe your paws, will you? I've got nobody to help me clean, you know. I have to do it all myself. Do you realize that tiresome Scheherazade is barely halfway through her 1001 Nights? I have to think of another 496 tales before she's safe. And my diary is chock-a-block. Well, look. Wednesday, a sea journey to take care of the little mermaid. Friday, oh, the ugly duckling's due to hatch. Well, I have to be back for that. Oh, do be quiet, Henrietta. I can't think. Now, what's that? Ah, a new key cut for Pandora's box. Well, it's all very well for Hans Christian Andersen to say his life is a fairy story. Mine isn't. Nothing but one long slog. I can do all manner of things for other people, but never anything for myself. Watch. You'd like a bone. Simple. There you are. Let me try it for myself. Would I like a cup of tea? Yes, I would. Thank you very much. Now watch this. Kettle, boil. See? Disaster. Now, what's happened to Cinderella?
just wishing.
Yes, I know. Do you mind if I make a very rude comment? These are hopeless.
They're worse than hopeless. I ruined them. I'm going to get into such trouble.
Oh, we don't want any of that. Dry your tears and have something to eat. You look half starved and worn out.
I'm afraid there isn't anything to eat. I was too busy doing those to cook anything.
What's that, then?
Where did that come from? And where did you come from? I don't understand.
No. Well, very few people do. You're not meant to understand it. You're meant to accept it graciously. Now, look, I'm a very busy woman, and I sometimes lack tact. The first thing you must learn in life is never to go by appearances. Things are never quite what you think they are. Do eat up. That's one of my best recipes. Take me, for example. I'm not what I seem. Mind you, I don't dress the part, and for very good reason. Human nature... Oh, well, we won't go into what I think of human nature. But if I were to go about my business all sparkle and glitter, quite apart from looking absurd, because despite what they write in those storybooks for children, it's a most unsuitable costume for a grown woman, I should never be able to sort out the worthy from the unworthy. Don't you agree?
I'm not sure I know what you're talking about.
I'm a fairy godmother. Has been all my life. And please don't ask how I got into it, because it's a long story, highly improbable, and I sometimes wish we'd never been invented.
Are there many of you?
Not enough to go round, judging by the amount of work I have to do. How do you like that?
Delicious.
It's the sauce, you know. That old wizard Michelin gave me the secret in return for 3 of my magic knives and forks. Where was I? Yes. Well, I have to put people to the test. Now you passed the test. That unholy trio upstairs, I simply didn't bother with. Not worth the effort. However, to work. Best thing you can do is get a good night's rest. Not you. I didn't include you. You've got work to do. Let me concentrate. What are they wearing in Paris these days? Can't keep up with fashion. Well, have you got any ideas? Oh, concentrate. Concentrate.
It is not what I am used to. But I must say you have made a reasonable job of stitching this. Girls, it is time to leave. We must not keep the prince waiting.
Mama, I've just been telling Palatine that she's not to feel jealous if the prince asks me to dance first.
Oh, Mama.
Cinderella, straighten that hem. How do I look, Mama? Don't I look superb?
You both look ravishing. It will be difficult for your poor Mamma to outshine you. Yes. Come, let us depart. Clear up the mess in my bedroom, Cinderella. I do not want to come home and find it all untidy.
Have a nice time.
You may depend on that.
Oh, Mama, we look wonderful. Well, I do.
Come, girl.
why not? I'll just make time. Yes, yes, just as I thought. Sitting all alone feeling sorry for ourselves, are we? Well, that's understandable, I suppose. Though I never cared much for these royal occasions myself. Too formal, and not enough to eat or drink. Still, I dare say in your heart of hearts you'd like to go.
Go? Me go to the ball?
Well, of course. That is what you were wishing, isn't it?
Not wishing exactly. Thinking what it must be like.
Same thing. Now listen, I haven't got a great deal of time because I'm simply run off my feet these days. What a miserable fire. You shall go to the ball. I just hope I haven't stretched everything too far and that I can make it work. My powers are not unlimited, you know.
No, I didn't know.
Oh, I have to share them out. Now, let me think. Yes, I can borrow a bit until midnight. Right. Now, you, outside. I shall need you, so off you go. Oh, and you. Take them with you, dog, and see if you can round up a frog. Or a lizard. Now then, let's do something about you. Doesn't always work, this. But then I have been lucky. Oh, dear. Dear. Most unsuitable for a ball.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Well, you'll just have to go as you are.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. How do you do it?
Well, that's a trade secret. But it helps if you dream. If you dream, suddenly it happens and the dream comes true. Wonderfully, beautifully it happens and your world is new. Magically, you're holding the golden prize. Mystically, your castles begin to rise. Suddenly, dizzily, you're spinning with the thrill of life. Suddenly, thirstily, you're drinking in your fill of life. But secretly, you just can't believe it's true. And wonderfully, beautifully, suddenly it happens to you, Cinderella.
I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. Oh, my stepmother and my stepsisters. They'll recognize me.
No one will recognize you for what you are. People seldom do.
But how shall I behave? I'm dressed like a princess.
Oh, just be yourself. And for tonight, you are a princess. The princess incognita. But I must warn you, and take heed, for it is a solemn warning. The magic I have conjured here tonight is borrowed magic. On the stroke of midnight, you must return it. Otherwise, everything I have transformed will change back to its original state. yourself.
Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you, Fairy Godmother.
Remember, before the stroke of midnight.
Suddenly it happens, and the dream comes true. Wonderfully, beautifully it happens, and your world is new. Magically, you're holding the golden prize. Mystically, your castles begin to rise. Suddenly, dizzily, you're spinning with a thrill of life. Suddenly, thirstily, you're drinking in your fill of life. But secretly, you just can't believe it's true. When wonderfully, beautifully, suddenly it happens to you.
Splendid. I always enjoy a holiday.
Charming little thing. Doesn't speak a word of Euphrasia.
John,
Mum?
take me on the floor.
Yes, of course. How very interesting.
Delightful dance, Your Highness.
Yes.
Excellent teeth.
Your Majesties, Your Royal Highness, my lords, ladies, and gentlemen, Her Highness the Princess Incognita.
Who can she be?
I've no idea, Your Majesty. She's not on my list.
Your list, your list. Your list. Find out, man, find out.
I didn't quite catch the name.
No, Mother, none of us did.
Most irregular.
Play on, play on!
should explain why I'm here, Your Royal Highness.
My eyes give me enough reasons. My name is Edward, and it is for me to explain myself to you. Explain why I subjected you to this ridiculous charade.
I'm sure I seem to you the master of my fate.
But until this moment, I've been a prisoner, trapped by my birthright.
Trapped?
Yes. It was never my inclination to behave like this. What I mean is, and I'm not saying it very well, I have always believed that marriage should begin with love. I'm sure you agree.
I have never given the matter much thought.
I'm amazed you even accepted the invitation to the ball.
Yes. I was a little amazed myself.
Didn't you think it odd?
I suppose I did.
You still came. Why?
Must you ask that?
Yes, I must.
I had heard much of you.
Good or bad?
Oh, nothing but good.
I can't think how. If I were you, I'd have believed the worst. You see, I was expecting. I can't tell you what I was expecting. But whatever happens afterwards, I shall always remember this moment. And you must take my present happiness to make you happier. Take it with all my heart, for I give it with all my heart.
There's a secret kingdom all my own, with no castles and no vassals and no throne, just two subjects, you and me, in my private monarchy, where the king is love and love alone.
In that secret kingdom that you see, should the make-believe become reality, with no scepter in your hand, no dominion to command, could you be content with only me?
What is a song that's never sung? What is a heart that's never thrilled to being young? What is a dream that can't come true? What is my life to me without my love for you? If that secret kingdom's ours to share,
I could never wish for more, for you'd be there.
just two subjects, you and me, in our private monarchy, all alone together, we would love forever in our secret kingdom, far away
Your Royal Highness.
Yes, what is it?
His Majesty requests an audience with the Princess Incognita.
Please tell my father we'll be happy to grant his request. at her, you fool!
Wait! Come back! Come back!
Rainbows raced around the room when he danced with me. Shooting stars began to zoom when he danced with me. In his arms I was ascending, my world became a magic blending of dreams and hopes and love when he danced with me. Though this lovely night was only a fantasy, and I know tonight is all there will ever be. Dancing in his arms forever, my heart will never be free. Dreaming of the night he danced with me.
Rainbows raced around the room when she danced with me. Shooting stars began to zoom when she danced with me. In her arms I was ascending. At last I saw that perfect blending of dreams and hopes and love when she danced with me. Could it be that she was only a fantasy? Could it be tonight is all there will ever be? Dancing in her arms forever, my heart will never be free. Dreaming of the night she danced with me. Dreaming
is that wretched girl? Cinderella!
Yes, stepmother.
There you are. Why do you not come when I call? I want a weak infusion of tea. My head is fit for cracking. Oh.
Good morning, Mamma. Morning, Mamma. Bring the breakfast. Immediately, Cinderella. I wasn't able to sleep. Oh, the excitement of last night.
Not on the bed, my precious.
You would have been amazed.
Your stepsisters were a triumph. Had it not been for the late arrival of that mysterious princess, I feel sure the prince would have made his choice between my two angels.
What princess was that? Nobody seemed to know. You seem quite taken with her. But then men always go for the obvious.
Oh, yes.
I mean, she was not that pretty. Striking, perhaps. But don't forget my breakfast.
Breakfast?
Think, Mamma. We were actually there at the castle.
Where you belong, my dear.
I wonder what the prince is doing today.
I'll tell you what the prince is going to do today. The prince is going to exercise his royal prerogative for once.
Leave us.
No, stay. I want you to hear this. I'm sick and tired of being treated like some village idiot.
And I'm glad you stayed to hear that. After all, he is the heir to the throne.
Father, you're the one who treats me like an idiot. You arrange a bride-finding ball. Against my better judgment, I fall in with your plans. I play my part. I greet, I'm polite, I dance with, I flatter, I conceal my boredom from half a dozen twittering maidens of blue blood. In short, I fulfill my side of the bargain.
True, I can't fault him there.
And then by some miracle, I find the lady of my choice, and what happens? You frighten her away.
A search has been made, Your Royal Highness.
It is being made, even as we speak. Our police,
Father, couldn't find a missing haystack, let alone a needle. How could she disappear without a trace? Do we not have frontiers, customs posts, guards?
We have customs, of course. Valuable source of revenue. And most people say that our policemen are wonderful.
This is apparently the only clue we have, and I found this.
It's remarkably dainty.
Exactly. It's unique. Like its vanished owner. Therefore, we must use it. Whoever fits the slipper must fit the bill.
He's right. He's right. Whoever fits this slipper shall marry my son.
Your Majesty, you have solved the problem.
Quite so. Now we must act. You must act. This slipper must be taken to every stranger of note in the land. Yes, it really is very dainty. The young lady arrived incognita, but must obviously be of some consequence. She cannot remain unknown forever.
A proclamation is required,
draft it immediately. Be it known that it is our royal will to find the owner of this charming, half the size of your mother's, this glass slipper, etc., etc. You better take it with you. It's very disturbing. I'm proud of you, Edward.
By royal command of His Majesty the King, know this, that whosoever shall try on this slipper and find it a perfect fit, then, by royal decree, she shall be given in marriage to His Royal Highness, the Prince Edward of Euphramia, heir to the throne. God save the King!
Push, push. So I'm pushing, Mamma. It doesn't fit. Let me try.
Now, push hard.
Oh.
Have you found her? Any sign of her at all? And you? And you?
I don't care what anyone says. I know she exists. The slipper will remain there as a monument to my lost love. How absurd life is. Down there, everything is so simple. People meet, fall in love, marry, and have children. I dare say they envy me here. I'm told envy of princes is a common enough thing.
Three months, 6 days, 10 hours. That's how long it's been since last I saw her. What torture love is.
Yes.
Oh, how selfish of me. Forgive me, John. Have you seen your Lady Caroline?
Oh, yes. Infrequently. What torture love is? You see, sir, if my father were a chancellor, how easy it would be. The lovely Lady Caroline would be a proper wife, you see. But my father was a servant, and my mother same as he. So the lady of my choosing is a world away from me. That's how it is, and how it was, and how it always shall be. Position and positioning are socially conditioning. How you're born, how you're bred, predetermine who you wed, which means there's nothing changeable, nothing's rearrangeable. Position and positioning are everything in life. Farmers' daughters marry cowherds, that's acceptable and right.
Yes?
But absurd and quite unheard of is a milkmaid and a knight.
I quite agree.
He quite agrees.
She quite agrees. That's how it always shall be.
Position and positioning are socially conditioning. People high, people low, keep the state of status quo, which means there's nothing changeable, nothing's rearrangeable. Position and positioning are everything in life. When a lad first joins the army, this is what he learns for starters.
Never court your colonel's daughter, or he'll have your guts for garters. That's how it is,
and how it was,
and how it always shall be.
For position and positioning are socially conditioning. How you dress and hold your head predetermine who you wed, which means there's nothing changeable, nothing's rearrangeable. Position and positioning are everything in life. All the servants in a castle, they reflect the world outside. They have rank, and they have station, and adhere to them with pride. All the staff that work below stairs may have dreams to work above, but they're locked in their positions by tradition's iron glove.
That's how it is, and how it was, and how it always shall be. We know our place, and happily we bow and scrape and bend our knee. But woe betide the woe-begone who try to join our echelon. For privilege is not, you see, confined to just the royalty. Behind these doors, I might suggest, I'm similarly blessed.
Disposition and positioning are socially conditioning. Though you work your life away, where you start is where you stay. Which means there's nothing changeable, nothing's rearrangeable. Position and positioning are stuck with you for life. unchangeable. Nothing's really position and positioning. Everything in life, everything in life, everything in life, 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 life.
That's how it is, and how it was, and how it always shall be.
All right, you've convinced me. But I shall prove you wrong. For princes, when convinced, take advantage of their position. I can't think why I didn't do something about it before.
About what?
Wait, and all will be revealed. Kneel.
What, for me?
I command it. I dub thee, as is my privilege so to do, a Knight of the Order of St. David. Arise, Sir John. As a Knight of the Realm, you can now claim the hand of the fair Lady Caroline, which is fortunate for you, but which, alas, leaves me without a companion at arms. What's your name?
Oh, Willoughby, Your Royal Highness.
Can he not answer for himself?
It's not his position, you see.
Ah, true. But it will be. I shall elevate you too, Willoughby. From henceforth, you are my personal companion at arms, with all the privileges such office bestows. You'll need a sword. Here. Take mine. It goes the other way around. Help him, will you? Well, that's a good morning's work.
Congratulations, Willoughby.
And congratulations to you too, Sir John.
What can I say?
Nothing. Go and find her. Be happy. Happy enough for both of us.
Fetch the prince.
An outrage! Where have you been, you wretched girl? You... Your Royal Highness.
Wait, Mamma! What is it, Mamma?
I little knew, madam, that I would have the pleasure of meeting you and your delightful daughters again in such happy circumstances.
What circumstances, Your Royal Highness?
You are the legal guardian, I believe, of my wife-to-be.
Oh, your wife-to-be? Why, yes. I am more than her legal guardian. I have been a mother to her.
Then I do right by formally asking your permission to take Cinderella's hand in marriage.
Oh, Mamma. Control yourself. Permission? Why, of course. Gladly. Naturally. I don't understand. Do I? Will you be quiet? Your Royal Highness, please allow me the honor of inviting you into our happy home. Come, Cinderella, dear. We were so worried about you.
Thank you, but no. I have other urgent business to attend to.
And in my happiness, I forgive you all.
Forgive me? How dare she forgive me?
And what do they call you?
Cinderella, Your Majesty.
A most unusual name.
The name, Mother, is surely of no importance. All that matters is that I've made my choice and wait for your blessings.
You gave us a lot of trouble, you know, after the ball. People looking for you everywhere. Vanished, you see. Did you go back to your own kingdom?
No, Your Majesty. I went back to where I live.
And where is that, child?
Why, here, Your Majesty.
Here? In the castle?
No, Father. As you've often remarked, love is blind, and we sometimes don't look under our noses. Cinderella lives in our own Euphranea, not 20 miles from here.
Who is this girl? Why doesn't somebody tell me what is going on?
This is the girl that Edward wants to marry.
Is going to marry, Father.
I don't wish to seem offensive, but it does seem to me that she's most unsuitably dressed for such a solemn occasion.
You're quite right, Grandmamma. It's something I shall correct immediately. Father, by your leave.
Questions of President.
Yes,
Unprecedented questions of President.
My own thoughts, sire.
A meeting, I think, the Star Council.
It has already been convened, Your Majesty.
Pity. Charming little thing. In other circumstances. Most appealing.
Who is it?
My lady, I'm commanded by His Majesty the King to request an audience.
One moment, please. Please enter. My Lord Chamberlain.
My lady. Forgive me for disturbing your rest. But alas, there are some matters of state that cannot be delayed. His Majesty has requested me as his principal minister to broach a question of some delicacy. You love the Prince Edward, do you not?
Why, of course. Who wouldn't?
Oh, quite so. Oh, please. Please. And he has expressed his love for you before the whole court.
Yes. Yes, he has.
Very commendably. His Majesty...
Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. I'm really too old for this sort of thing. Forgive me, my dear child, but despite my appearance and the pomp and circumstance of my high office, I am not without understanding of your plight. For plight it is, to be blunt, because the hour is late. It is not possible for His Majesty to give consent to such a marriage.
Not possible? What does that mean? What are you saying?
Well, your love for the prince and his love for you, well, that is a fine and private thing. Would that it could remain so. But the times demand something different. The prince must make a marriage of alliance with the princess of the blood royal. And that is why I am here, burdened with this unhappy task. You see, my dear child, in life, love cannot always find a way. You were born here, so you know that our little kingdom, whilst far from perfect, has yet enjoyed countless centuries of peace. Now that peace is threatened from without. There are some who look towards our frontiers with greedy eyes. You see only love and happiness staring you in the face. I see nothing but war and destruction, unless a sacrifice is made.
And the sacrifice is to be me.
Yes. It's a lot to ask, but I have to ask it.
To leave him now.
To leave him now, before it's too late.
But he would search for me again. He would search for me and find me. I know he would.
Yes, that too is true, but we've allowed for that. It is suggested that with proper dowry and every other consideration fitting the circumstances of this most unhappy occasion, it is suggested that you be taken from here this very night to a secret place of exile far beyond our borders.
You have forgotten nothing, then. I thank you for bringing such tidings with tact and understanding. You were well chosen for the task.
Your ladies in waiting will be sent for.
But in bowing to the royal demands, I must make one of my own.
My lady?
It is not very much. And something which, with your greater experience in these matters, you will not find very difficult. I wish you to tell His Royal Highness, Prince Edward, I wish you to tell him that it wasn't love. Say I tried, say I lied. Tell him I'm unworthy of what he feels inside. Tell him that you heard me say what seemed right just last night simply seemed to fade away in the light of day. Tell him of the countless other lovers whom I tantalized, victimized. Tell him of the many other times I've played this heartless game, just the same. Tell him what I really am is just a cold and empty sham. Tell him anything, but not that I love him. Tell him that it shared all we cared. Make him hate my memory. Make him glad he's free. Paint me evil, paint me cruel. Say I broke every rule. Make him feel that he's a fool for his loving me. Don't let him know why I must leave him, why I must go so far away. For if he knew how much I love him, no power on earth could make him
Your Majesty.
The deed is done.
She certainly behaved like a princess.
Father. Father, you have done what you have done. The spoils are yours. But it is a small victory.
If I could explain.
Spare me that. Spare me the final hypocrisy of your sympathy. Take your map, rearrange it to your heart's content. Make your precious marriage of alliance. You've destroyed whatever vestige of love and happiness I might have found, and you've done it in the name of patriotism, so let it be thus. Choose me a bride from amongst the rag bag of royal virgins I have twice rejected. Choose who you will, I care not. I'll play my public part to the altar, but no further. Your royal house will live with you, but die with me. Dearest Cinderella, forgive me. I have no heart for what I must shortly perform. My heart is yours, and yours alone. I would not have you grieve for what was not to be. It's only in fairy tales that a prince marries the lady of his choice. The real world is not so kind. There are no private kingdoms, only public ones. I have loved but once. I have loved but you. And I have lost you twice.
And what, might I ask, are you doing here?
Oh, it's you. You gave me such a shock.
I should hope so. There's nothing to the shock you've just given me. Why, you shouldn't be here at all. That's not how I planned it. Oh, really? I sometimes wish I could retire. Unless I'm on the spot to take care of every little detail, something always goes wrong. I know exactly what happened. You stayed beyond the stroke of midnight, didn't you?
Yes. Oh, but please don't scold me. I'm unhappy enough as it is.
Well, of course you're unhappy. Any girl would be unhappy if she were missing her own wedding.
Wedding?
Yes. The prince gets married today. I have the date underlined in my diary. Why else do you suppose I am dressed like this?
Who's he marrying?
Well, at the moment, the wrong girl, obviously. Oh, it's too irritating. I had it all mapped out. Well, I suppose I shall simply have to rise to the occasion and do something spectacular yet again. And spectaculars always take so much out of me. Just come down off the swing. It was the same as Snow White. All the same, you young girls, never do as you're told. Men are much easier.
Deus respici propitius super hanc famulam tuam, qui maritali jungenda consortio, tua se expedi delectionem iudere, sit in ea jugum delectionis et pacis, fidelis et castum nubat in Christo. Imitatrix qui sanctarum permaneat feminarum, sit amabilis viros quotidiana, sapiens ut Rebecca, longevere et fidelis ut Sara. Nihil in ea exactibus suis illi auto prevaricationis usurpet. Nix a fide mandatisque permaneat. Unithorta contactus illi cotos fugiat muniat infirmitatem suam corpore discipline. Sit venum pudore venerabilis, doctrines celestibus erudita, sit sit probata et diligent.
Your Majesty, sire.
Per Domino nostro, Jesu Christum, qui cum Patri et Spiritus Sancto, vivit et regna Deus
What can I say? This is, I can assure you...
To excuse
My
or
Lord
explain
Chamberlain.
would be inadequate.
It is as
and
much
quite
as an
unacceptable to me.
Your daughter, sir.
Is the ceremony over? What a relief!
Your Majesty, this could lead to war.
I know. Well, think of something.
Well, he cannot marry her, sire. The Constitution does not allow it.
Well, don't tell me. I wrote it.
Yes, don't tell him. He wrote it.
I beg your pardon, madam.
And if he wrote it, he can unwrite it. Don't you agree, Your Majesty?
He can write what he likes, so long as he clears this room. There are too many people in it, by far. And most of them not worth a candle.
After all, you are the king.
Yes, that's right, I am.
And absolute monarchs should act absolutely. It's very becoming.
She's right. Who is she?
I've no idea, sire. She must be one of the visitors. But even if you alter the Constitution, Your Majesty, it doesn't solve the problem of the other bride.
Oh, you're right, sir. We're back where we started.
It's staring you in the face.
What is?
The answer.
What sort of an answer is that?
They're in love.
They are?
It was love at first sight. You have my word for it. Ask him.
Cousin, it has been brought to my notice.
Oh, yes, and to mine. Isn't she ravishing?
But am I to understand?
Yes, anything.
Well, what can we do as fathers faced with this very human dilemma?
It's a question of honor.
Yeah. Well, it would seem in all the circumstances to be a...
fait accompli?
Well, it's certainly a fate. The younger generation, so fickle, not like us, no sense of duty, no sense of history.
Speaking for myself, I had a sword in my back.
You too? Well, that's what I mean. We never shirked our responsibilities.
So, what's it to be?
Well, it looks like another wedding.
Yes, it looks like that. Can I speak as man to man?
I'd welcome it.
He's, not what I wanted, but, then neither was she.
Oh, charming gal. And your spirit.
I'll arrange everything. My place, I think. The sooner the better.
Yes. Thus cementing our great alliance.
Concealing our shame.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen.
In the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Amen.
So we must be protocollegorically correct. Good form must never suffer from neglect. The rules and regulations we respect must be treated circumspect, else the kingdom will be wrecked. We've a system to protect, checked and double-checked and protocollegorically correct. So we must be protocollegorically correct. Good form must never suffer from neglect. The rules and regulations we respect must be treated circumspect, else the kingdom will be wrecked. We've a system to protect, checked and double-checked and